Good morning, folks. How are you? It's Ron Bishop here again from Timaru, New Zealand. I'm here this morning talking about myself again. I have a habit of talking about myself because I'm the only one I know anything about. I don't know about your story, your life. I just know about me, and I'm sharing my life stories with you because I'm 72 years of age and I've had a lot of things happen to me. One of the worst things that ever happened to me, of course, was the day I shot my 11-year-old brother and killed him with a .22 rifle, accidentally. I was careless with the use of a rifle, and he ran in the line of fire and I killed him. I was raised on a farm. My parents, Dad had a farm, Mum and Dad had a farm in a place called Tiamutu, or Korokanui was the district in Tiamutu, and that's where I was brought up. And Dad went round, we sold the farm because Mum and Dad couldn't make ends meet, and Dad became a manager, and he managed a number of farms, and he managed the farms for the government. He worked for the Lands and Survey, it was called in those days, where the government would buy up land and develop it for farming into farms. And Dad managed one of the big blocks, and that's where I accidentally shot my brother on this particular farm. Now, my mother didn't like me shearing sheep. I learned how to shear sheep, but my mother didn't like me shearing sheep. She reckoned I should get a pen and paper job. But anyway, I became a shearer, and I shore for 20 years. I shore in Australia, I shore in New Zealand, I shore in Ashburton, I shore in Alexandra in the Central Otago. That's where I met my wife and brought up my family in the early stages of my life, of married life. And then we moved to Ashburton. I shore sheep there, and I gave up shearing when I was 30, because I promised my mother I would give it up when I was 30. And I became a salesman, and I was a bloody good salesman too. By Jesus, I could sell stuff, and I enjoyed it. And my wife and I, Margaret, she is, we went on a trip. We went on a trip away to Hawaii, and we learnt about personal self-development. We learnt about positive thinking. I'd never heard of positive thinking until I went to this seminar in Hawaii, and I came home all enthusiastic, and we were told to buy a book, and this is the book that I bought. It's called Think and Grow Rich. Now you'll notice it's got sticky tape on here, sellotape. That's because it's falling to bits, and you'll notice inside I've underlined a lot of the things about it, because this is the book that changed my life. Think and Grow Rich. I've read that hundreds and hundreds of times. Another book that changed my life was The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Fantastic book. It taught me about Christianity. I knew nothing about Christianity until I read that book. Just a minute, I want a glass of water. Sorry about that, I'm recording this in my kitchen. My wife's here with her little kitten, Bo, and they're having a lot of fun here this morning. And I must tell you though, I've been diagnosed with early stages of Alzheimer's disease, and I tend to make mistakes when I'm telling my story. For example, I didn't shear for 20 years, I shore for 10 years. I shore from the time in the 1960s I was a sheep shearer for 10 years, not 20. Anyway, we take up the story now, and I told you about how I got rid of those books. I've read about, I don't know how many books, hundreds of books on personal self-development. And I've been to lots of seminars. I became involved with a company called Promar Systems, a great company, an Australian company run by the Fittler family. And I went to Australia on personal self-development courses. Learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about the power of positive thinking. And I became a professional speaker. I was 16 years in Toastmasters in Timaru. And after 16 years, I decided to go out as a professional speaker, and I ran seminars, and I motivated people, uplifted and inspired people. And I wanted to be, and I still do, want to be a worldwide known public speaker, because I'm a pretty good speaker. Even though I've got early stages of Alzheimer's disease, I don't know how long I've got before I lose my marbles completely, but I struggle by, and it's part of the challenge of my life, and I enjoy it because I love promoting things. I love telling my story, sharing it with others in the hope that they may be able to identify with some of the things that I've done and say, yeah, that same thing happened to me, and hopefully I can help people, because not many people have shot their brother, has it? So, and that was a terrible experience. But every day we have people. Right now, someone's killing another person accidentally, and accidents happen on the road with rifles, all sorts of things. And I hope that my story might help you. So I'm going to be talking about my life and how I became a Christian and stuff like that. Okay. So just a minute, I'll have another breather.